Welcome to the Off-Campus Federal Work-Study Program training on compliance and policy for timekeepers. This is modified from GW Payroll Services TRS New User Training. In this training, we will cover compliance and policy, employee and system setup, timekeeper processing guidelines, time off, clocking instructions, employee schedules, TRS access, and policy review. Compliance and policy. The payroll time reporting policy is as follows. It is the policy of the university to pay employees for time worked in an accurate and timely manner in accordance with applicable laws and to maintain the required supporting documents and records. The TRS policy can be found at hr.gwu.edu/time-reporting. Manager and supervisor responsibilities are as follows. Being familiar with university policies governing hours worked, meal periods, overtime pay, weekends, and on-call. Ensuring that student employees report all time worked by using the time reporting system. Employees can record start and stop times by using the telephone or other approved systems designated by their department. Informing all employees of the importance of adhering to the university policies and your organization's practices as they relate to time and attendance. If a student employee is unable to record time due to a business or medical reason, the timekeeper may manually enter the employee's start and stop times in the time reporting system. Reviewing, approving, and reporting any paid and unpaid time. Reviewing student employee pay reports regularly and correcting any erroneous or missed entries on a timely basis. To ensure proper payment to all student employees by not modifying employees' punches, cutting overtime, or deleting employees' clocked time unless there is a valid reason or written communication from the employee. Reviewing and approving time worked, leave time, and overtime for student employees per the biweekly payroll calendar. Maintaining work and leave records for all student employees assigned to the organization. The student employee classification for the off-campus federal work-study programs is bi-weekly non-exempt, clock in, clock out. These employees are paid bi-weekly, clock in and out, are eligible for overtime, need TRS time approval, and can request time off within the TRS system. The DC Wage Theft Prevention Act covers non-exempt clocking. Precise in and out punches must be entered for all non-exempt employees. All non-exempt employees, including student employees, are to clock in and out using the method designated by the organization. Timekeepers should only be editing the time for missed punches or mistakes. Timekeepers should have a detailed email from the employee stating why an edit is needed. Timekeepers should add detailed comments when editing the time card. Employee and system setup. First, we'll talk about meal break settings. If a student employee does not take a lunch break of at least 30 minutes or works while eating lunch, that time is compensable work time. Student employees must be paid for all time worked. A bona fide meal period is any break that is at least 30 minutes long and where the employee is relieved from all work duties. Such breaks are not compensable work time. The meal break defaults. In the system, meal break defaults to no meal break. Employees can timestamp in and out for a meal break. Employees need to work 5.5 hours for auto meal break to be deducted. Employees should talk to their manager if they would like their break modified. Timekeepers can email timerep@gwu.edu to edit meal breaks. Next, we'll talk about overtime. Employees who are classified as non-exempt under the FLSA will be paid for all hours worked. They are eligible to receive 1.5 times the regular rate of pay for all hours worked over 40 in a work week. Overtime includes cumulative time worked in all positions the student holds. Non-exempt employees, including students, may not volunteer to work additional hours without compensation. Compensatory time may not be given in lieu of overtime. If a student employee worked more than 40 hours, the university must pay overtime. Supervisors should note, however, that university policy states that employees who work without prior approval are not following policy and may be subject to disciplinary action. Non-worked hours, such as sick hours, do not count towards overtime. Next, we'll talk about processing guidelines, and we'll begin with the payroll calendar. The TRS system, UKG, is used to pay student employees and to request sick time off. Timekeepers should be reviewing time cards regularly and when employees send requests to edit. Student employees' time off requests should be approved by the biweekly approval due date. The work week and biweekly calendar runs from Sunday to Saturday. Biweekly calendars can be found at hr.gwu.edu/payroll. The biweekly calendar will provide you with the following information: the pay number, the pay period begin date, the pay period end date, the approval due date, and the pay date. Department approval. Time approvals are due on Tuesday at 10 a.m. If an employee has multiple positions, the timekeeper for each department or organization must approve the time card if time worked is for their area. If you are unavailable, you must have a backup timekeeper. University payroll can be held up if you do not approve your organization's time. Student employment tracks late and missing time approvals and adherence to time approval deadlines, which is considered part of the annual application process to join the off-campus Federal Work Study program. Next, we will discuss time off. Time off. Students accrue sick time at the accrual rate of 1 hour of sick time per 30 hours worked. Student sick time will show up on the Federal Work Study position, but it is charged to a central university budget and will not be invoiced to the off-campus organization. Student staff do not receive holiday pay or vacation time off. Questions regarding time off should be submitted to studentemployment@gwse@gwu.edu. Time off requests for signed-off pay periods. The university does not allow historical edits or adjustments in the time reporting system to pay periods after the time approval due date. To adjust an employee's pay, including missed clock-ins and sick time hours, a manual timesheet must be submitted to payroll_payrec@gwu.edu. Historical sick time off requests are allowed in prior periods. Payroll services will release the hold on historical time off requests only, generally the day after the departmental due date for the pay period by close of business. To add a historical correction for time off, the manager or timekeeper can add or cancel time off for a prior pay period. Time off resources can be found in the GW Time Reporting System website. The employee can add or cancel time off for a prior pay period. A manager or timekeeper should navigate to the employee's schedule, search for the request using the appropriate date range, approve or refuse the request, and submit a timesheet for payment if required. Historical edits are not in totals, and a manual timesheet will be required for any non-exempt employee who was not paid. Next, we'll discuss clocking instructions. Clocking instructions. There are 3 GW-approved options for time entry: timestamps via the PC browser, timestamp via calling in over the phone, and timestamp through the mobile UKG app, which is preferred. Timestamp instructions are on the payroll website and are provided to the student. Note: all student employees must clock in by the approved clocking system designated by their off-campus site. The timekeeper should be approving and editing the time card per the university policy. Here we can see what time punches look like in the mobile and browser system. Here you can see the mobile and browser punch tile, which employees will click on and select the correct position and then hit punch. Students can view and edit time via the My Time Card tile. Phone clocking. Employees can clock in and out by phone by calling 202-994-2274. Full instructions are on our GW time reporting website. Employees wanting to clock in and out of a secondary position using the phone can do a labor transfer code. Employees with a primary monthly position and a secondary student position will need to use the phone to clock in and out using a labor transfer. Next, we'll talk about how to correct employee punches. Employee time card correction options. Employees can notify their timekeeper when time is incorrect, and the timekeeper makes the change with comments. The employee logs into TRS and makes an update on their time card. The timekeeper then approves the correction. Here you can see what the students will see when they make an edit in UKG on their end. Next, we'll talk about rounding rules. The current TRS does not round employee punches, so punches are paid per the minute. This is different from our previous system, which used rounding rules. Student employee hours. It is recommended that student employees work no more than 20 hours on average per week so that they can focus on their academic studies. This also allows more students to take advantage of limited employment opportunities. Students must only work outside of scheduled class time per federal work-study regulations. As a reminder, employees cannot work until GW Student Employment officially hires them. Students will show up in UKG the day after the hire date. Policy review. Timekepers should review employees' time card at least once a week and fix edits within 24 hours of an employee's email. All timekeepers should have written communication from employees if editing the time card for any reason. Do not cut overtime. We must pay overtime if worked. If an employee is not approved for overtime but works overtime, then it becomes a disciplinary action. Manual timesheets should be sent in for cases like missing time off. Employees should not start working before they are hired. Employees should be clocking precise in and out punches using TRS to follow the DC Wage Theft Prevention Act. Employees should review their time at least once a week to ensure accurate and timely pay. That's all for this presentation. If you have questions, please get in touch with us. Below, we have listed some of the ways you can contact us. You can email us at gwsc@gwu.edu, call us at 202-994-8046, or visit our website at go.gwu.edu/studentemployment. Thank you.